Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to use Admiral. Admiral is a tool that is built to help you manage a team of coding agents. So what I'm going to show you today is how to set up a project, how to add agents to that project, and then how to develop multiple features at once, and what happens when there's merge conflicts within these agents when they try to merge to the integration branch. All right, so the version I'm going to show you is 0.4.0. And before we set up a project, let's go ahead and take a look at settings. So over here, this is where I can set my paths for my model. So this is how Admiral knows where to locate, for example, Claude, Codex, or Gemini. By default, it should be able to find the path on its own. However, you can also explicitly show Claude or show Admiral where these models are. And then from there, you can set a default model for each project to use, as well as a default repository location. So if you create a new repository, it will by default go here. All right, so let's go ahead and create a project. So today I'm going to show you Lighthouse. Let's just build a streak tracker with this, so streak tracker. The default model I'm going to use today is Claude. And then let's go ahead and actually import an existing repository that I have already set up. So from here, go to code, and the repository is going to be Lighthouse app. Okay, let's actually import two repositories. Let's go here, Lighthouse site. Okay, and then I can actually add a repo. I don't have any plans for doing anything within this repo, but let's just do Lighthouse blank repo just to show you what it looks like. Okay. I do recommend that you have Git. It just makes everything much easier. And I also recommend that you have a remote branch, so something that Git is connected to. All right, so let's go ahead and create project. All right, so here in the left rail, we can see Command Center Lighthouse, and this is the dashboard for the project itself. If I want to go back to the Command Center, I just click on Command Center up there, and it shows me all the projects that I have here. Okay. So if we go to Lighthouse, you can see here that I have Lighthouse app, Lighthouse site, and Lighthouse blank repo. So the two imported repositories, as well as the new repository that I created just now. Let's go ahead and first create one agent, Admiral Bubbles. I don't have a scope explicitly planned for it, so let's leave that blank. And let's go ahead and add agent. And then once I add agent, I'll see Admiral Bubbles here, okay? I can click into Admiral Bubbles, and now you'll see a version of my Claude that is now running. Now, let's take a quick detour. What I want to do is go back to Command Center, and I want to show you how you can actually delete the project, and Admiral will go ahead and save all your settings. And let's say you delete this project, but you change your mind and you want to import this project again. You can also do that from here, restore from file. And basically what that does is if I go browse and choose a backup file, I just have to pick the file that I chose to save, or Admiral will automatically save whenever you make some sort of configuration change. So I'll go here, open, and you can see here it has my three repositories as well as the one new agent that I created. So let's go ahead and restore project. So that's in case you ever want to come back and import something. All right, let's go back to what we were doing. So one thing I forgot to show you is the repository dashboard. So let's take a look at Lighthouse app. Here you can actually see information about Lighthouse app, the repository. So how many agents I have, what my default integration branch is, as well as any sort of commit that I have in the history currently. So you can see that I had some scaffolding that I set up for this demonstration. And that's how these commits are showing up. So let's go to Admiral Bubbles, and let's have Admiral Bubbles first catch up on what this repository is, okay? All right, and just so we have it ready, let's go ahead and look at Lighthouse site. Okay, same thing, the scaffolding is there. Let's go ahead and create a new agent as well here, okay? And then same thing, let's initialize this agent to check the project, check the repository to catch up. I do like doing this with Claude just because I feel like if you don't do this, the agent a lot of times will just kind of look at what it feels like it needs, but it doesn't have a holistic picture every single time. It doesn't guarantee that. So I always try to get the agent to get a holistic picture first. So please analyze. Okay, so I can go back to Admiral Bubbles, but I don't even need to because I can see here that, okay, it was blue, it was working, but now it's idle and gold. So now I know that it's done and ready for me to prompt. Here in Boy Wonder, we can see that it's still blue and still working. So if I wanted to, I can focus on Admiral Bubbles. I don't need to keep going back and forth unless I see that this is gold or red, which means blocked. But these status badges help me with staying on the relevant screen. Okay, so while this is all doing this, let me show you what Lighthouse currently looks like. So on the landing page, the Lighthouse looks like this. Okay. Okay. I don't know why my Finder window keeps showing. There we go. Okay. So this is what the landing page for Lighthouse looks like. It doesn't really do anything. It's just one big Lighthouse header here, and it shows a blank features list here. Okay, so very bare bones. If I click Lighthouse, it just takes me back to this page. If I click on features, it drops down to here. If I click on download, nothing happens. It goes on the same screen. Okay, so this is what Lighthouse site does. I have a separate page for Lighthouse app. And what this does is basically a habit streaker. So it has this name, a habit that I can type into. So my first habit. I can add this habit. I can select days. And it's basically a quote unquote streak tracker. Okay, I can also add without a name and streak tracker like that. Okay, so this is what we're going to be building on top of. All right, so let's move this away. And let's actually go ahead and start building a feature on the Lighthouse app. So I think with the Lighthouse app, what we could do is I can, select these days, but I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's actually have a counter on here. So that way I don't have to manually count it. It just automatically updates the count for me. Okay, so let's do a streak tracker. So I can see that Admiral Bubbles knows what I'm doing. So could you please I find that with agents, it helps to be as explicit as possible. So if I had just done, could you help me implement a streak tracker? There's a lot of ambiguity that goes with that. So really try to be specific as you can, and you're less likely for your agent to kind of go off the rails and do whatever. Okay, so Admiral Bubbles is working on this. And if I'm looking at the screen one more time here, the white is very jarring. So let's actually allow a dark mode to happen. Okay, so the way I can do that is, well, let's see. Admiral Bubbles is blocked by the red. All right, so let's see what Admiral Bubbles want. How should the streak count behave when today hasn't been marked done yet? Let's go grace for today. Let's just pick the default. Want me to log a ticket to track this work? Yes, log a ticket. Submit. So what is log a ticket? Here, if you see this, there's a ticket window. And basically, this helps you keep track of what's going on within Admiral. And you can actually track your tickets and what's being worked on. If I want, I can also create a ticket here. So let's say create dark mode. I can also create a ticket here that has not been picked up yet. But the per habit streak counter, we can see that Admiral Bubbles has picked it up. And then here we can see Admiral Bubbles has also updated with what it's actually doing, so it's easy for me to reference. So while Admiral Bubbles is doing this, let's go ahead and add another agent, okay? let's have this agent initialize itself. Okay, Wavy Davy is initializing itself. Admiral Bubbles is still blue, so I know it's working. Then let's move on to Lighthouse site, okay? Actually, before I go, I can see it's red. So let's go here and unblock Admiral Bubbles so it can keep working. All right, so Boy Wonder, let's look here. This is what the landing page looks like, right? So I think the first thing we might want to do is features. Instead of clicking down here, let's actually have features be a whole new endpoint, okay? So right now, okay, so we're gonna migrate features to a new endpoint. Let's have Admiral do something very, very simple, or Boy Wonder, I mean, not Admiral. So please make this. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I can see Admiral Bubbles is blocked again. Let's go ahead and unblock Admiral Bubbles. And then let's go to Wavy Davy, because Wavy Davy is yellow and ready for me to prompt it. All right, so what I would like to do is to implement a dark mode. And then let's actually tell Wavy Davy where to put this toggle. Okay, so now Wavy Davy is working on this. It's gonna go through and think about it. Let's unblock Boy Wonder. Let's see what it wants. Okay, so there's no ticket tracking right now. So let's go ahead and log a ticket as well. So Boy Wonder is gonna go ahead and create another ticket. And then let's go to Admiral Bubbles. All right, so Admiral Bubbles has actually already finished what they're doing, which is pretty cool. So Admiral Bubbles is going to go ahead and let's see what they want us to do. Verification, npm run dev. Okay, I don't want to run that. Let's just have Admiral Bubbles do it. So okay, just because I don't want to deal with the separate terminal window. Boy Wonder is blocked. Let's go ahead and unblock them so they keep working. And then Wavy Davy, let's go ahead and look here. All right, so Wavy Davy is gonna implement dark mode. It understands that. And look, it actually sees the ticket that I created earlier. So Wavy Davy is gonna go ahead and ask me if it can pick that up. And then Wavy Davy is gonna do its thing. All right, so from here, Admiral Bubbles is blocked. So let's go ahead and unblock Admiral Bubbles. Boy Wonder is blocked. Let's go ahead and unblock Boy Wonder. And yeah, now you can see that everyone's working, okay? If I really wanted to, I could create another agent and add more features. It just kind of depends on what your work tolerance is. I do find that it's easier to kind of pick up the habit of multiple features by starting off with 2. And then once you get used to 2, then you start building with 3, start building with 4. Otherwise, it just gets too overwhelming pretty quickly. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty great. You get so used to being able to do multiple things at once. Yeah. So Admiral Bubbles has launched the dev server. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right. So what I would expect to see is if I add a new habit, and I add, now I can see the fire emoji 0, and it does not actually update. Oh, it does update. Maybe it just takes a while. Let's see. Okay, so it does. Cool. I guess it doesn't track streaks more than 1. Oh, it does. Okay. Seems like it's very deterministic on how it works. Okay, so in that case, let's actually go back and tell Admiral Bubbles let's say reliably count 1 day streaks, and let's see what Admiral Bubbles comes back with. Yeah, Wavy Davy here. Okay, Boy Wonder here. Okay. Just so I'm prepared, I do want to update the feature list. So let's go ahead and actually create another agent. And this agent so Boy Wonder is ready. Okay, please launch. Admiral Bubbles is blocked. Okay, so everyone's working. Scurvy Sam, let's wait for them to do something. Let's think about what else to do. So Lighthouse, I feel like, is kind of bland. It just shows one big thing here. So let's add to this copy. All right, there we go. Admiral Bubbles, let's see. The logic is working as designed, but the design is what's surprising me. So it's a user error. Let's just do total days done. Just straightforward, easy to understand. Yeah. Wavy Davy is blocked. Let's go ahead and here. All right, so the copy is being worked on here. I can see dark mode toggle, per habit streak counter, move features to a dedicated page. Okay. This is the landing page. So let's see if it works. Features. Great. I get taken to a different endpoint, and I can see here that features is no longer part of it. Great. So did a good job. Let's go ahead and it looks good. So I'm just going to tell the agent, good. Yeah, I've checked it. It looks great. How should I track this? Let's have them log a ticket. This is the landing page. Okay. Dark mode toggle, still working. They're all still working on it. And let's actually do one thing. Let's go ahead and create another ticket. Let's add text field to streaks. Okay. Just so I can describe what these streaks are doing. And then let's add another ticket, which is let's allow the user to, we added a text field, change the color of the streak window. Okay. So allowing the user to change the color and then adding text field to streaks. We're going to have the user be able to do that. Okay. All right, Wavy Davy, let's unblock Wavy Davy. We're gonna look at Boy Wonder. Boy Wonder, we need to unblock that person too. All right, Agent Bubbles, let's take a look at what they're doing. Okay, please launch the dev server again for me. I think it's already open, but that's okay. Let's just see how this agent handles that. Okay, so they're all working. That means I can just stay on this page. I don't have to worry about going back and forth. It's very tiring when you switch back and forth from windows. So Admiral makes it really easy for me to just look at something and quickly understand what I need to do. So, all right. So Boy Wonder has gone ahead and raised the merge request. Okay. So let's actually go ahead and take a look. So merge request, I can see that it's for Lighthouse site, and it takes me back to the repository integration page. Okay, so you can see active merge request, move the features nav from an in-page anchor. I can review it, it shows me a quick summary of what happened, who did it, what branch it's on, and what branch I'm trying to go into, okay? Now, let's say I decide that this merge request is not good and I want to request a change. So I can say, let's say I want to add something to the features page for them to do. So I'm going to go ahead and return this merge request back. It's going to show me that this merge request got rejected, and then Scurvy Sam is going to receive that merge request, okay? And then it's going to go back and take a look. I went to the wrong page. Boy Wonder, I meant. Okay, so Boy Wonder, you can see that the merge request was reviewed, but I requested changes. Okay, so now it's going to go back and do the change that I asked for. Wavy Davy is blocked. Let's unblock them. Admiral Bubbles. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this new server. Great. It's now an explicit counter, which is much more easy to understand. Okay, so looks great. I tested it. Okay, so now Admiral Bubbles is going to raise this PR. All right, Wavy Davy, dark mode is implemented. Okay, please help me launch the dev. Okay, Admiral Bubbles, proceed. Boy Wonder, yes. All right, so Scurvy Sam, what did Scurvy Sam do? Scurvy Sam rewrote the landing page copy, okay. None of my current windows have it, so could you please launch a test instance of this? All right, so I have a lot of test instances being spun up, but I think at the end of the day, this also comes down to how your repo is set up. So these are all on separate branches, which is why they're not able to see each other's changes. I could very easily push these all onto some sort of staging branch if I want to see all these changes together at once. But for now, let's go ahead and just open a bunch of ports. So here, all right. The copy it chose is to say, don't break the chain. Lighthouse, start your streak. Wow, fancy. All right, see how it works. Get Lighthouse. All right, so we have something that resembles a landing page, okay? And then features still takes me down here, okay? So we'll see what happens when those two changes try to go together. All right, so now I can see I have two merge requests. So let's slow down and let's take a look. So Scurvy Sam, let's first return to Scurvy Sam. I looked at this and I like what I see. Okay. And we can see what everyone's doing here. Merge request was raised. Wavy Davy. Wavy Davy has something for me to see. Let's take a look in a bit. Boy Wonder has addressed the read feedback and resubmitted. Okay, great. Let's take a look at Boy Wonder's changes. So Boy Wonder, I think what I did was I asked them to add to the feature tab, right? So I have a lot of windows open on my test instance. See, could you imagine doing this without Admiral? Not only do I have to track all these browser windows, I have to also track all the terminal windows. Maybe later I can do something for the browser windows. All right, please actually read. Okay. Scurvy Sam, let's unblock them. And then now, while they're all doing this, let's take a look at our merge requests. So I have one for Lighthouse app and one for Lighthouse site. So Lighthouse app adds a per habit counter badge to each one. This is the one that we took a look at. That's the explicit counter. Okay. I don't think we need changes for that. I like it. Let's go ahead and approve. You can see it's merged, and then now it's over here, it's been merged, and now we can see that it's been added over here. All right, so now we have this new commit on this master branch. It's been successfully merged because I approved it. We can see that the ticket got actually moved to done. Okay, great. So one ticket done. Admiral Bubbles is now unassigned. Let's go ahead and have Admiral Bubbles take another ticket. Please. Okay, and then let's move on to Wavy Davy. Let's see. Thank you, Wavy Davy. Linked me to the correct one. Great. Dark mode. Yeah. All right, so one thing I want to see is we can see here that it has not picked up the counter change, right? So we'll see what happens when Wavy Davy tries to do that, okay? So I think it looks good. What Wavy Davy is going to do is Wavy Davy is actually going to check the main branch to see if there's any commits that it missed. And then it will go ahead and actually rebase off of that branch so it picks up all the extra changes before raising the merge request. And then it will ask you, hey, do you want to validate this first? Admiral Bubbles is blocked. How should the new text field do? Notes description, just something easy. All right. So Boy Wonder, let's look at Boy Wonder. Boy Wonder is the features one. So here, features, endpoint, we have some sort of copy now. Great, looks good. All right, let's move on to Scurvy Sam. Scurvy Sam, landing page copy for streak tracker. All right, don't break the chain, yada, yada, yada. Verified, merge request raised. All right, so let's take a look. Now we have 2 Lighthouse merge requests. Great. Let's actually come back to this. Let's go ahead and go to Wavy Davy first and unblock Wavy Davy. All right, now let's take a look at the 2 merge requests in Lighthouse site, okay? So I have one that's rewrite the landing page copy, okay? And one that's adding an explanatory intro to features. Okay, so we already took a look at this features page, so we like what it looks like. Let's go ahead and approve this MR. Okay, now we see that this was merged and it's been added to the tickets that have been approved. The previous merge request we see, it now realizes that it's outdated because I approved this merge request over here. So what it's going to do is it's going to kick this ticket back to the person that's working on this and then resync the branch, address any sort of conflicts that might happen, and then go ahead and kick up the MR again once you have verified it. So that's why it shows here that it's been rejected. We can see the new commit that got integrated earlier. So the explanatory intro to features page, and also moving features to a dedicated page. And we can see in here that the ticket is now marked finished. All right, so let's go to Boy Wonder. Great, merge request approved. Your feature has landed on master. Great. Scurvy Sam. Now we can see that Scurvy Sam is now trying to address these merge conflicts, okay? So this relies on the agent to fully understand its feature, which it does, and then it will go ahead and automatically figure all this out. So if you have overlapping changes, you don't need to worry about that now because these agents will do all of those addressing automatically. So let's go let Scurvy Sam do its thing. 1, awaiting validation. Wavy Davy is waiting for me. So this is the dark mode toggle, okay? So earlier, if you remember, the dark mode toggle did not have the counter, but now it does. Okay, it rebased successfully and its changes have updated that. And now I've validated that the earlier counter change is added here. So great. Looks good to me. We're gonna go ahead and raise the MR. Okay, here. Admiral bubbles, seems like it's done. Here. Note habit, great. This is my favorite new habit. And now we have the text. There's no explicit save button, but I think that's okay for now. Okay, so we can see the counter tracker because it started off the correct branch, but now we can see there's no dark mode toggle, which makes sense because I still have it in a separate branch. It's not actually kicked back into the main branch quite yet. So this is still a separate work tree. It still makes sense that it does not see that change, okay? So please go ahead and raise. Okay, dark mode toggle, merge request is raised. We can see that here. Let's check on Scurvy Sam. Let's go back to the red first. Let's unblock Admiral Bubbles. All right, let's look at Scurvy Sam. What is Scurvy Sam doing? Conflicts resolve cleanly. Commit the Claude is doing great. Okay, so the build processes both page. Yes, you can look at my session transcript. All right. So merge the latest main into the branch, resolve the conflicts. Okay, great. So now I have two merge requests. Let's look at them. They're both in Lighthouse app. Oh, this is Scurvy Sam. What does Scurvy Sam say? Oh, it wants me to validate. Yeah, okay. So, yes. All right, Admiral Bubbles. It's the merge request. So we did take a look at both merge requests and we did think they were good. So let's go ahead and improve the dark mode toggle because that's the one that I kicked back earlier. And now we can see again, outdated. It's going to kick this ticket back because it sees that now it's missing some sort of commit, which is the dark mode toggle. So main moved on, your merge request was closed. Now it's going to rebase off of the new main branch, okay? So let's now look at Scurvy Sam. We're going to go here. Don't break the chain. All this cool copy. And then we go to features. And here we go, the new features copy. Okay, so the agent did make this decision that it liked its copy better. So I could even go back and let's say I want to reject this merge request. Don't like how you handled the merge conflict. And let's see how the agent handles that. Yeah, so that's why you also have a validate state to see if the merge conflict was handled to your expectation. Okay, awaiting validation. Let's take a look at Admiral Bubbles. Okay, Admiral Bubbles handled the merge conflict. And we're going to take a look. So we see the dark mode counter, the dark mode, we see the counter, dark mode still works. Counter still works. Okay, and now we have the text bubble. So now it works as well. Yeah. Great, it works. So I like what I see. Please go ahead and raise the PR. Okay, and then let's see here. Yes, I'll restore the original features page copy. So it understood what I wanted. Now it's going to go and handle that merge request the way I would like it to handle, or merge conflict, I'm sorry. You can see these tickets are all moving slowly to done. Let's go ahead and look at merge request. Okay, Admiral, add text field to habits. This is for Lighthouse app. So this is that small little box that we did earlier. So let's go ahead and approve. Okay. And then let's go back to Scurvy Sam. Features branch now keeps the original copy. Let's go ahead and verify. So here, don't break the chain. And then if I go to features, this is the features page. Great. So it's the original copy that we wanted. Look good to me. Okay. So now I've validated, it's going to kick this to MR. We can see here unassigned, unassigned, and assigned. They all understand that they've done their tasks, and now they're just waiting for me to do more. Okay. Scurvy Sam, let's go ahead and wait for that MR to finish. Okay, merge request, Lighthouse site. I can also click it here. I see this here. Scurvy Sam is still working, but let's say I jump the gun and I approve. It will still work. I missed the timing a little bit, but it's going ahead and go to approve. Idle on main now. So now it's gone ahead and finished all that, okay? And now we can see all of our agents are finished. And look, we just finished 5 tickets in less than 30 minutes. 5 tickets in less than 30 minutes, okay? Could you launch the... Let's go ahead and look at the landing page overall, and let's go ahead and look at Lighthouse. Okay. We still have 1 ticket here, but this is just to show that, hey, I can still have something waiting for me, and maybe we'll come back to this next time. We can also close this ticket window, open it, but Admiral Bubbles wants my attention. Okay. All right. Also wants my attention. Okay. Okay. Dev server is up and running. This is for the landing page. So let's go ahead and take a look. Great. It has the new copy. It has the new features page. Lighthouse still takes us back. Download. Download is actually hooked up. I didn't realize it did that. That's pretty cool. Features. All right. So that's the landing page. Landing page looks good to me. Admiral Bubbles. It launched everything together. And now we can see the streak tracker. So accounts, text bubble, dark mode, and yeah. So that's how Admiral works. We have all the tickets here that we just finished. All the agents are ready to go again. And basically, as we saw, I was able to handle a bunch of work all on one page, all without toggling between terminals. I think the takeaway here is that it can all be very overwhelming when you first look at it, because it is kind of a lot of context. So what I would recommend is to start off with one agent, maybe in like 1 or 2 repos, and build your way up to doing multiple features at once. I think it's pretty easy to kind of get the hang of it, because with agents, a lot of times they're just doing work. So you don't really need to read all this middle text. There's usually a quick summary at the end. And then if you don't understand the summary, you can go back and then look at the intermediary text. But once you get the hang of it, it actually becomes pretty fluid for you to go back and forth with this. And the way Admiral is set up is you have the tickets here to help you out with knowing the overall picture, as well as the statuses that we see here and these statuses over here. Yeah. So thanks for taking the time to take a look at this. Let me know if you have any issues with Admiral. There is a help page on the landing page itself, admiral-ide.ai. It will send a Google form to me, and I'll be able to take a look at what you got stuck with, and I'll be able to help you out. Okay? All right. Hope you guys enjoy.